Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm AJ O'Neill, and I decided not to wait the last 2 minutes and just started the stream early. So hopefully we're all good with that. Let's see here. We got anybody in the chat yet? Let me make sure I got the chat open. Okay. Hello to those of you that are joining in. Uh, let's see. Basically, what I've been given, the task I've been given is that there's some old software that and old might be, I don't know how relative of a term that is, but there's some old software that does some stuff and some voting stuff. And my goal is to review it and figure out if we can still use it. If it's good, if I deem it to be good, that sort of thing. So that's and this is a Dapp written in Go for dash voting. So anyway, that said, let's have a quick word from our not a sponsor, Mr. Mountain Dew. Popped out, my friends. It is time to open focus. If I can pop the top. Okay, there we go. Good. All right. So we're taking it easy. Here we go. Hey, how's it going? I'm AJ. Who are you? What brings you to the channel tonight? I would love to know. We can be more friendly. You know, if I know who you are, you know who I am. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. So review the Dash Core Group's Trust Protector software blog post and do a code review of the Vote Collector, Vote Site, and Vote Tally repos to gain an understanding of how it works and evaluate pros and cons of using this as a basis for the straw poll Dapp. Now, I don't actually know what straw poll Dapp is. Open source polling tool to allow Dash masternode owners to vote on questions backed by their stake in the network. Okay, so basically what's going on here is Dash is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. Basically what it means is it's a group of people that agree to do stuff together, and they've got a source of funding that comes from a digital currency. So what they're trying to do is make it easier for the people who are the stakeholders, the literal stakeholders, is in they basically put up their Dash as a proof that they are an interested party, that they care about what goes on in the network and that things are done well. And they are able to vote on how funds are dispersed. So that's kind of the thing that this is about. So this is from, oh, golly day, 2 years ago. Okay, Trust Protector election software. I don't exactly know what that means. Wanted to announce the release of our Dash Trust Protector election software. I'm guessing Dash Trust means the Dash that goes, the Dash money that goes into the trust. And see, a couple months ago, I'm just going to read this because I'm reading it for the first time. So I don't know what's going on here any better than anybody else. Oh, what's up, Spencer? Hey, how's it going? I appreciate you texting rather than just, doing the normal thing of saying hello in the chat. That's, it's you. I appreciate it. All right. So a couple months ago, I was approached and asked and tasked with building a voting system for gathering Dash votes. I need to actually make this a little bigger and take my glasses off. Maybe dim that light. This is not good for reading. Or can we? I can't believe I'm saying this. Can we has dark mode? I don't generally like dark mode. I don't think it's usually implemented well, but this, I don't know, just kind of, it's a little too much. Anyway, all right. Third-party auditor. This is done. I want to announce the release of software, delve a bit into why I made the decisions I did, and this tech stack being used. Developer, individual, blah, 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 blah. Evo works. So Evo is, so Dash has a bunch of organizations. So this is how the people work together. It's basically a competition of, it's a free marketplace of ideas. People propose ideas, they get votes. If the votes are strong enough, then they get funds. And so there's multiple groups. There's Dash Core Group, there's Evo, there's Incubator, there's probably a couple other ones that I'm not very familiar with. And they all get funds based on just saying, hey, this is some stuff we want to do to advance the cause of making it easy to exchange digital currency online. So that's what it means with Evo. Didn't have time to spare for a project with a million progress in evolution components. Drive, Dappy. Dash Pay Wallet is the coolest thing. It's basically, it looks very similar to Venmo, but it's international digital currency rather than being isolated to US dollars. And not so big on the fees, in very, very tiny fees rather than credit card size fees. Okay, order prevent delay. We needed balance ability to quickly deliver. Why not use existing budget system? I don't know what that is. Okay, so it's not just yes or no. I don't know. Yeah, again, I'm not sure what Trust Protector is. I guess it's just to deal with disbursements. High level architecture. Okay, 3 pieces. Backend which talks to a database. This is normal. I can get on board with that. I don't think anybody would disagree with having a backend talking to a database. Front end website, you got to have it. That's not an option. Well, unless you're going to do more complicated stuff like phone apps that only half work. Okay. A vote validation tallying tool which validates or rejects votes and tallies them to be used once voting period ends on March 31st. Okay. Final piece is actually the responsibility of the third-party auditor. They have free to use my implementation or roll their own. It's open source anyway, so nothing to hide. I want to make sure that front we're not a whole lot of restrictions or complicated logic, which could lead to bugs getting in votes. Actually, yeah, let's just go ahead and highlight this. That gives us a little bit of contrast, or lessens the contrast rather. Cool. Build tight validation into every part of the application. Of course, the more checks exist, the more potential for bugs and less elegant. I don't disagree with that, actually. I mean, if you were watching the stream last night as I'm trying to do these validations and make sure this is here and that's there, that's places where inconsistencies creep up. So, ironic, but yeah, I feel you. Okay, let's get that thing to go away. Moving target. Snapshots. Okay. Okay, so all that matters is that however this voting takes first, the snapshot happens on March 31st. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. So everybody can cast a vote, but the votes aren't tallied until March 31st, and whatever the status of where the vote came from is on March 31st is law. So, okay. Nice. Good. Game the system. Cool. By the way, feel free to chat with me. I'm going to be reading this, but with all my streams, we're hanging out together. So, we're just buddies that work together. So you feel free to share stuff with me and try your best to distract me. I'll try my best to stay focused and we'll reach a compromise. Okay. Disk space is cheap. Our software is architected so a little extra load shouldn't really be noticeable. Allow more than strictly... I don't understand what it's talking about. Disk space is cheap. A lot of extra logic. All right, sure. Yeah, this sounds great. I mean, he's a Go developer, so this goes all about simplicity. So I'm on board with this. I don't know what he means. Disk space is cheap. I can't imagine a voting system using. Maybe he's just saying compared to people that are in the C community, which a lot of people that are in Dash are in C and C++, and sometimes maybe focus a little too much on optimization where it's not necessary and packing every bit and all that sort of thing. I don't really know. I'm not in with modern C developers. I hope there aren't modern C and C++ developers. I hope that those have moved to Rust and Zig or Nim or whatever it is. Okay, invalid votes can be rejected, but valid MNO votes which didn't get cast due to buggy software can't be recovered. Yeah, that's perfect. So the software is built in view of keeping input DB accepting. Yeah, this is perfect. This guy's philosophy is spot on, well articulated. So, sorry, I don't know if I was actually reading out loud or if I was just highlighting and mumbling to myself. I could have been doing either. I wasn't paying attention. But he's saying be generous with what you accept. And this is a mantra in software design in general. Be generous with what you accept and strict with what you output. So you can accept bad votes because you can always filter them out. But you want to err on the side of accepting bad votes rather than filtering out potentially good votes. And then when you actually do the calculation, then you're very strict about how you do the calculation so you get the correct vote. So that makes sense. JSON API written in Go. Cool. Yeah, I got that. Database to store the results. Yeah, Postgres. Cool. I mean, of course he's going to choose Postgres because he's a Go developer. So, yeah, I mean, Postgres is the best open source SQL. Well, it's just the best SQL database, period. I don't think there's anything that's better. You can get worse, but you can't get better, and it's easy to use and all that. Okay, and the tooling for it is great, especially in Go. Go has really great tooling for Postgres because you don't want. I talked about this yesterday, but you don't want just any old database software. You want database software that's tuned for your database. There's no need to support every database in the universe because you're not going to use every database in the universe. Just use the best database and be done with it. You know, and sure, you might need something that's not SQL for some reason or other, but you know, so maybe you have two databases, but choose software that's tuned for those. Anyway. Yep, HTTP is JSON. Well, I mean, this is, I don't even, from my point of view, I don't even think it's necessary to justify any of these decisions. This is just duh. But again, if you're coming from C and C++, maybe they prefer TCP and some sort of bespoke RCP protocol or RPC protocol or something. No, it's not C++ for the 21st century because then it would have to be extremely complicated and error prone. So it's more like Python for the 21st century, but not slow. Okay. Configuration is done. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, this guy's solid. He's talking about 12-factor app, environment variables. Yeah. By the way, I'm just going to go for any of you that haven't read 12-factor app, do it. It's something you should do. 12-factor. There you are. JSON web tokens. I mean, this is all just standard stuff. Yeah, this is great. Okay, vote collector. Oh no, he uses React. Is he really a Go developer? I guess he's probably just pandering to front-end people, which I think he said that earlier. Because back-end people typically use Vue or maybe Svelte, I think is another one they use. Front-end people don't like to use languages that require that you actually have architecture or separate concerns or write clean code. Blah. All right. Okay. I don't really understand collateral address and all that stuff. Let's see. Automate vote verification, blah, 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 blah. And lots of cut and pasting for verifying signatures. Otherwise, manual work. Yeah. Devised a way to count votes in an automated fashion. Good. The signature, which must be done externally and pasted in. Okay. I wish this was a bulleted list, but whatever. Probably just didn't get translated correctly when the software rendered it. Yeah, so custom structure that can be parsed, collateral address to prove the signing message belongs to the address, the signature. Yeah, so basically, private keys are private keys are private keys. A private key that's used for holding money is no different than a private key that's used for signing messages, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have a private key, you have a private key, end of story. So you're going to use, I think what this is saying is you use the same address that holds the money is the address that signs, which makes perfect sense. Pipe to limit a list of candidate identifiers. Okay. Now here, why'd you gotta go and get complicated, brah? Okay, if you want it to be globally available with zero lag, I don't know. This stuff's just, it's complicated. I don't like complicating. And zero, but you don't have to worry about servers getting hacked. You just deploy an instance and you don't put weird stuff on it. Don't run weird random, I don't know. But whatever, cool, it works, sure. All right. Vote verification tally. Node.js tool to verify vote validity. What? Oh, okay, interesting. Why Node? Yeah, I would have chosen Go. Oh, got it. Okay, so so in the public ledger slash blockchain slash cryptocurrency space, there's a ton of libraries that have been written in Node, but one of the issues with I don't know why they chose to do it this way, but they didn't follow the existing standards. They made up a bunch of their own. And in some cases, it makes a lot of sense the way that they did it, but in some cases, it seems really weird. For example, taking a more secure hash algorithm such as SHA-2 and then hashing that with a less secure hash algorithm, MD-RIPE, that seems weird to me. And so if you wanted to implement this in Go, you'd have to do a lot of work because Go has every standard algorithm for encryption as part of the standard library. It's amazing. It is phenomenally amazing. But with these bespoke encryption hot takes, that's not in the standard library. And yeah, so that's why Node, because JavaScript is a major target because of the browser and stuff like that. For doing these bespoke encryption algorithms. Okay. This is technically the responsibility of the third-party auditor to run, but wanted... okay, so saying this is just a proof of concept. This doesn't actually have to be what's used. All right. I think I'm getting this. Masternode collateral can only vote once. Yep. Cool. I don't know what dash watch is. If a vote breaks any of these conditions, the entire vote is nullified, with the exception of the first, which stops the program entirely as the entire data set is considered invalid. Okay. Yep. And I think that I'm hopeful and have reason to believe that I'm going to be very satisfied looking at these readmes based on this guy can articulate stuff a lot better than I can. He's just done a phenomenal job of, in my opinion, of articulating what he's trying to do. Now, granted, you got to have a lot of context to understand this, some of which I don't have, but he's providing good, valid arguments for things, or defensible arguments. Oh, good. Yes. Yeah, nice. Okay. Did he? All right, good. He's got mod in there. I would vendor this, but that's not a big deal. vendoring allows you to commit just source code to the repository that you depend on, so that if the code disappears or the version's changed or is pulled or any of that, because over 3 years a lot can happen, and a lot of people do custom host their Go code, and sometimes people force push over a git tag intentionally or accidentally, and so vendoring guarantees that what is in the go.sum is exactly what you use, because you don't have to do, and you don't have to download anything. All the code you need is included. All right, so nice. Okay, that's good. I wonder what the difference between uppercase and lowercase I is. Sync thing would like to access files on a removable volume. Yes, sync thing is allowed to access devices on a removable volume. I don't know why that came up now. That seems strange. All right. All votes, valid votes. Yep, this is awesome. This is just great. I don't quite get how somebody's supposed to vote, because it seems that there's only two things here. All right. So I have a high degree of confidence I'll be able to run this. I'm not quite sure what it does. Oh, Go report. I'll have to check out what that's all about. I want to get those on my projects, maybe. Well, all that does is tell me that it gets an A. That doesn't. Where's the? Oh, hold on. It's because it's an image. It's not linking to. No, what? I don't know then. All right. Do we have? We don't have a URL here for the demo. Okay, so this one's a little bit more sad. Oh, is that a cramp or something? This is sad documentation, because this is Create React App, and once you, no one ever bothers to document Create React App, so you never know what it is or how you use it or whatever. It's just, run npm start, maybe it'll work for you. So that's a little disappointing, but it's on par for the course. I don't think I've ever seen a Create React app that had documentation. Okay. Vote tally. Masternode list. I don't know where one gets this. Database. Yeah. Okay. So this is the thing that needs the most testing, because what he was saying earlier is it's okay if the vote collector makes mistakes. It's going to err on the side of being accepting, and then it's the job of the tallier that actually verifies the signatures, et cetera, to weed out any votes that are improper. Okay. So I get at a high level what this is. Backend with database to collect stuff. There's, oops, let's block the bot. There's front end that does something, and then there's a tool to tally up the votes. Now let's see if we can figure out what we do, because I think the one thing is, if you're not part of this community, there's just some stuff that other people know how to do, like sign a message, that I don't know how you do it. I don't know, because there's lots of different ways to do signing. There's not just one standard way. There's 10 standard ways. So it's kind of tough. But let's go ahead and just see if we can run the code. So let's see if it says what version of Go this was run with. Although Go is always backwards compatible, so it won't matter. But all right, let's go ahead and Let's grab me a terminal. And then I'm going to let me bring this over here like so, like that. I'm actually going to move this down just a little bit. So give myself a little bit of grabby corner. There we go, to go between on these. Guess I can bring that down, bring that a little up. Just put that one up further. There we go. Okay, so now I can switch between these two as needed. Let's go ahead and get into, I'm going to go projects. You know, I should have created a directory called dash, I guess, because I've got enough projects that are kind of dash specific that it makes sense to have just a dash directory. Oh, let me actually move this down a touch. There we go. And lighting. There we go. So let's clone it. And I think I've got Postgres running right now. Oh, hold on just one second. And we're back. Okay. So we got vote collector, and this is going to take a minute. I haven't installed the latest release of Go, sadly, in probably a couple months. So I think I'm on Go 1.6, and now Go 1.8 is on the horizon, which I'm really sad about because they decided to include generics, which I think is just going to ruin Go. Look at NPM and look at cargo. That's the kind of nonsense that's going to start happening with Go. Endless, senseless dependencies, a billion different versions of the same thing. That's what happens when you include generics in a language. Maybe they manage to do it in some way that won't result in that, but I doubt it. Once people have generics, they just write crap utility tool after crap utility tool. Let's see. All right, so everything should be here. Good. And I'm going to redo Webby Vimgo just in case. Oh, this is probably going to take a minute. Yes. I mean, that's deprecated. I'm going to have to update Vimgo to use Go install instead. Because Go install used to not work unless you did Go get first. You had to do Go get and then Go install. Okay. Good. Everything's working swell. Boop, 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 boop. Alrighty. So I'm going to open up Vim. Just going to do anything here. Collect.go. And let me just run Go install binaries and make sure it can finish loading everything. Finish loading packages. Okay, good. So everything is there. All right. So I like to do Go mod vendor. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and then go, let's see what we had in the instructions here. Oh no, make. Please no. Heavens no. Why would you do that? Let's just go build, right? Okay, good. Yeah, so this is kind of dumb. Again, it's probably because he's targeting the C and C++ community, but literally every one of these things is just the Go commands, you know. Make build is go build. Make test is go test. Etc., etc., etc. Okay, good. So there's nothing weird in here. This is just, instead of telling people, hey, you know what you'd normally type make and then the thing, just type go and then the thing. He's providing other stuff. Okay. So go build. Actually, I want to do go build dash mod. Oh, what did I have? Yeah, dash mod equals vendor. There we go. Okay, that was really quick and snappy. There's vote collector. All right, there it is right there. Boop. And okay. Sweet. Super nice output. Okay, so here's some stuff. Kind of sad he didn't just use database URL rather than setting every single thing individually, but whatever. I mean, this is awesome. Can't look a gift horse in the mouth, especially when it's a really awesome gift horse. Also, it looks like he's using, not using standard encryption for the JWT. It looks like he's using just random strings instead, which there's not, you know, I just prefer using public-private key pairs. You know, okay, bind host, bind port. Interesting. I wonder if that comes from C++ thing, because normally we would just call this port, maybe adder for both. But I mean, it makes perfect sense. I know exactly what it is. So it's clear. That's perfect. All right, so let's say we're going to do localhost, and let's say, I don't know, 3087. Okay, dash network, I'm going to go with testing. I'm just going to guess on that one. And I think we can put random string here. I don't think that it actually requires a proper key, just based on the name of it. Generally, if it's called secret key, it means that it's not standard encryption keys. It's just anything random at all. Okay, PG database is going to be Postgres, and we'll just do this the whole way around. Postgres user, Postgres host will be localhost, and then PG port will be whatever the default is. I forget. I think it's 5678. Is that what it is? That's something where it seems that should 5432, opposite direction. I almost had it. 5432. That's one of those things where just accept the default if there's nothing given. But you know, again, I'm being super nitpicky here. This is an awesome repo. All right, so then let's try this again. Oh, and I actually do need to make sure that Postgres is running. Is Postgres running right now? Could not connect to server. Okay. Let me go ahead and make sure that I can grab Postgres. It says Postgres is already installed. Okay. Well, let me go check out my cheat sheet real quick and see why isn't it running. I probably didn't install it as a system service because I probably didn't want it as a system service. I'm going to go open this up somewhere. Let's see. I'm just going to run screen real quick. No, I'll just open up another. Yeah, and I will put it in screen. So I got that going on. Boop. Let's run Postgres here. Database files are incompatible with server. Data directory was initialized by version 10, which is not compatible with version 12. All right, well, let's just blow that away. I don't think I've got anything in there. Or at the very least, we could say .local share Postgres. And then we could do local share Postgres.10, just in case. I'm pretty sure nothing's in there. But let's, oh, and then I need to do init because, let's see, where's the init? Initdb. Yeah, this all looks right to me. Okay, so I'm just going to say, I'm going to call this PG init, put it in a file, and move forward. You know what I should have put on the stream? Well, I didn't know that we were going to be dealing with Postgres. I should have put the Postgres logo on the stream. By the way, welcome to those of you joining in. I'm AJ. I'd love to know who you are, what brings you here tonight. Feel free to ask me any random question. Doesn't have to even be related to what we're doing here. I entertain them all. Oh, rookie mistake. Did not quote the home variable. So I made this mistake. This is actually more than just a rookie mistake. Even experts made this mistake because you get accustomed to not having to care about the home directory, because generally when you're using the home variable, you're on either a Linux or a Mac system, and it's not going to allow you to have illegal characters in the home directory name. But when you get to work environments where they're auto-managed by IT software that are done by Windows admins, where they have crazy, weird, wacko conventions with slashes in a name and weird stuff like that, spaces, things that aren't typically allowed on a Unix system, things break. So I wrote some software and I had a buddy complain that it broke, and I just basically said, hey, it's your fault for having a computer that's so screwed up that it allows special characters in the home directory name. But in reality, once you learn that that kind of thing can happen, you just have to be okay with it. Wait a minute. I'm the rookie. That was my documentation I was copying. I'm the idiot. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? I think that this was, no, it was after that. I don't know. I'm the idiot. Okay. That's my documentation. Okay, so why is this not running? Oh, because I didn't actually run it. Duh. There we are. Now that's running. Now I've got Postgres running. Let's try vote collector again. What? Screw you. It is 2 set. Okay, let's webby.env. And then let's .env vote collector. Okay, unknown, expecting me. Yes, thank you so much. Good error messages. Bless you. Bless you. I think this is probably a better developer than I am. Okay, 3087. He's just, everything is so on point with what he's doing. He's not making stupid rookie mistakes like me. Cool. Really cool. Honestly, truly, really cool. All right. Now let's see what I can do here. Now, Ryan's going to join the stream at some time, which will be important because I actually don't really know. I mean, other than saying, yeah, the experience of this, it looks like things aren't terribly broken. Now, the React site is a little more scary because there's so many different versions and NPM and blah, 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 blah. But let's see if we can do NPM CI. Oh, that's not good. This is missing a package lock. Ugh. Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm not in the directory. Rookie mistake. There we go. Okay. Thank goodness. Oh, that was gonna. Yeah. So I did some work a couple years back that did not have a package lock in it, and because of that, it doesn't work anymore. Rookie mistake. Oh no. Okay, so did this actually fail? It did actually really, really fail. FS events is tarded. We don't need it. This might only work on Linux, or I might need to try an older version of Node. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try Node 14. And we're going to see if that will work. So we'll try the latest 14, and then I'll try the latest 12, and I'll go back all the way to 10. And we'll see if we can get it to work. Because this module is one of those modules that usually is optional because it's completely unnecessary. I don't know why someone would use it for a web app. That doesn't really make sense to me. Okay, cool. It did work, or worked well enough. Failed to execute. Build. Okay. Let's try back at node 12. I'm going to go all the way back to node 10. Let's see, 3 years ago. What was 3 years ago? I think node 10 is more than 3 years ago. Okay, I think it's going to fail again. Yeah, it still failed. This is stupid because there's no reason that in order to run an HTML website that I'd need a C compiled file system events library. But that's Node. All right, let's see if there's anything in here I can get rid of. It's probably just because it's create React app. Interesting. Dependencies. Or is it dash corelib? What is it that's actually breaking? Let me see if I can tell. It says it's FS events. Yeah. Is it using dash corelib or what's going on here? Clipboard copy, Axios, React DOM. Maybe I should do what the README says instead, and just run npm start without doing npm. It seems like you'd have to do npm install, but I'm just going to try npm start without anything else to see if it's got some sort of React stuff. Okay, so I don't quite get what that's all about, but it appears that create React app. Voting is now closed. All right, well, I don't know what to do about that. Let's see here. I'm going to see if I can just find March anywhere in here. Or how about 2021? Or how about 2020? 2019? Okay. Is there any way? So this is disappointing because this doesn't... does this tell me what... maybe this one will tell me what port I'm supposed to run things on. 7001. Okay, let's try running on port 7001. Because maybe these are paired together in such a way that it requires this to be on 7001. All right, so let's try that again. So that's really weird that running npm install fails. Okay, it's doing something now. Nope, it's not. Let me see if I can figure out what requests it made. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of that. This is something where, yeah, there's no documentation here. That makes me sad. Maybe I can look for, let's say I just look for port. Ooh, port equals maybe? Maybe we can do port space equals. No? Dot star equals? No. Port dot star colon. All right. So then let's do space star colon. Let's say that you could have any type of quote in there. All right, we're getting closer. And let's say that it could be colon or equals. Can we see any network requests? Because I'm imagining it's doing a network request. And let's see, can I get that back up? Can we get up the network request, please? There we go. All right. Where is it trying to do it to? It's trying to do it to 3000? But wait, isn't it hosting on 3000? Okay, I'm not sure what to do with that. So we're going to let that one alone. Wait, is this broken? Okay, let's try this one more time. All right, so WebSocket, what's it trying to connect to? Yeah, I don't have any information on what to do here. Let me see if I can go into source and make heads or tails of anything in index. Interesting. Well, this is good news. You don't often see this. This is what you should do. You should use query selector. This is the appropriate thing to do to select an element. But you rarely see people use it. They often use the old stuff from the 90s that doesn't work as well. That's good. I don't know. Let's look candidates. A bunch of people. All right. Let's look what else. What else can we have? APIs. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So this is good. Here we are. All right, that's good. And I like that style. That's clean. To have. So what he's doing here that's really nice is he's, rather than requiring Axios throughout the application, he's defining the defaults here. And then he's going to be requiring that throughout the rest of the application. So that's good. All right, vote message. I think this is the cleanest React I've ever seen. Not hard. Not hard to reach that bar. Maybe it's because all it is I guess a button to click on something. All right, let's try this out now though. So let's run npm start again. Okay, so voting is still closed. That stinks. Actually, let's bring back up this thing. Do I get to see anything on the network? Okay, so I still don't actually get to see anything. I'm guessing the voting is closed is based on a date that's somewhere in here. Hey, how's it going? I'm AJ. Welcome to my live stream where I am hacking apart somebody else's code and finding it difficult to complain about very much. Other than that, this is completely undocumented. But again, that's the proper way to create React app, is zero documentation. That's the industry standard. But the Go looked really great. So I don't know. I guess I'm looking for a date or something. I don't know. Can we just say date? Are we looking for date? Are we looking for 20xdx? Candidate selector. This is the only thing I can find. It says DTE. Message prefix. I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to put it DTE 2022 and see what happens. Where's message prefix used? Oh, it says right here. Preprinted the message to be signed. This should be unique per application, not generic. Okay. So I'm getting kind of bored with this because I literally have nothing to go on. The only configuration that I found was just for the URL to hit on the back end, but it's not even hitting the URL on the back end. Wait a minute. Hold on. What if we change it from closed to not closed? Okay. Okay. I think this might work. Using the old apple on top of the shoulders, I tell you. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens now. It's taking forever. That doesn't mean anything. It's a React app. Oh, cool. Here we go. Sweet. Choose your candidates. Select as many as you want. All right. Let's open up the console here so we can see what happens when we do this. All right. Done. Candidate selected. All right. Copy to clipboard. Oh, sweet. I see what okay, now what he's saying in the blog post makes perfect sense. Very simple, easy to copy with the clipboard. Got it. Then put the address there, the public, I'm guessing this is the public key hash, and then the message signature. So I'm guessing if I use the HD key wallet, I could sign this. In fact, I'm just going to try that out real quick. Let's see what happens. Well, I guess it won't matter because I don't have them. Well, I should maybe be able to get the signature to work. Let's just say I do nothing though. Let's say I just put in, because I think he said that he doesn't validate here. He validates in the tally. So anybody can put in any message they want here. What in the world is going on? Why is that happening? Thought I turned that stuff off. So I bet that you're allowed to do anything, but any vote that's submitted that's garbage. Oh, invalid dash address. Okay. All right, cool. So let's try this then. I'm going to generate a dash address. Let me go into this project that was, which project is it? I should actually move my dash projects. I think I will do that right now. I'm going to take my dash projects and I'm going to move them into the dash projects directory rather than in with my other projects because reasons. Let's see what other projects I have. By the way, if you're interested in having nice colors and icons and stuff for your terminal, this is done with Nerd Font and LSD, both of which are available on webinstall.dev. It takes literally as much time as it takes you to copy and paste into a terminal to get this working. Oh, and then you also have to go into profiles in your preferences and then select under text. You need to select the Nerd font. But just FYI for anybody that's interested in that. Webinstall.dev. I'm going to put the thing in there just for anybody that's interested. I see a couple people joining in. Feel free to say hello, by the way. I do bite, but no, I don't really have anything to say. Technophobic technologist, equal opportunity offender, dangerous wrong thinker. That's me. So I was going to say I don't bite, but I do. I do. But I probably won't bite at your name. Well, depends on what your name is. Okay, where is what I'm looking for here? Well, I don't know if there's anything else that I'm looking for. The Trello project. I'm going to put the Trello project there. Just wanted to take a minute to move my Trello project or my Dash projects over. merchant wallet, that one could go over. Merchant wallet is actually the one I was looking for. So huzzah. Win. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into merchant wallet. I've got a util in there to create just a random dash address just as a one-off. And so it's under, I think I have it under bin, I hope. Or maybe I got rid of it. If so, I can just go back a little bit. Let's just look at the git log here. HD, if I go back to HD wallet in progress, I think I had it there. Git checkout. This. What's up, Ryan? All right, I will DM you if I have any questions right away. Oh, cool. Awesome. The new version of Git landed. So we now have Git switch, which I got to learn how to use. But basically, I think it makes it easier to work with rebasing because you can just switch to a branch name. Instead of doing git checkout -b, you git switch, and I think it rebases when it switches, if I am remembering correctly how it works. Something like that. Okay. So that's something to look up on. It's been around for a couple years. By that I don't mean many years, 1 or 2 years, but I haven't been using it because it hasn't landed across the ecosystem. And so I don't like having custom versions of Git because I don't like my development environment to get screwed up, and I'm okay with typing a couple extra commands or making some aliases to avoid that. Anyway, a dash core generate private key. This is what I want. This one right here. So we're going to do npm CI. I'm going to run this. Okay, let me run npm install save. And we're going to grab this dash core lib. And so this is basically just a random number formatted in a special way. So now we have a private key and a public key. So now that we have that, I'm going to check out main again. That's not what I wanted to do. I did not want to vim git checkout. I just wanted to git checkout. There we are. Git reset, git checkout main. Okay. Adders.txt. Let's go ahead and get this there. So now I need to look at HD key because I think HD key has a sign function. And so I should be able to grab, do I have from private key, from master seed? All right, so let's go with this. I think I think I'm just going to try some of this code and see what happens. I don't know what the seed would have been for this, but I'm just going to call this sign test.js. And I'm just going to leave that there because I'm going to hacky do this. So I'm just going to overwrite the private key and assume that that will probably actually work. Stored as a buffer, though. So I need to get that from base 58. So let me go search that real quick. I have that code in here already. It's under lib wallet. It's under, let's do this one right here. And then where is this used? And then there was where was the my coin? Right there. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to copy this one. I'm just making it so I can copy and paste that all together. And then B58C encode. I probably want to decode adder from private key. No, I want to decode. But that's okay. I can probably decode with what I have here. So let me copy that. B58C. I'll just cut all of this. And then let me just check for decode in here. That's odd. I should have that in there. Sign test. So we're going to do this. Oh, whoops. There we go. Just going to grab that one too. Ah! Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get a buffer. So I think what I'm going to do here is actually, before I even get to any of these parts, I'm just going to call this buffer.from. We'll do hex there. So we're going to do decode, and then I'm going to give it, I'm going to go to my adders here. I'm going to give it this private key. We're going to console.log that. I'm going to see if this works. Let parts equals console.log parts. Oh, whoops. Where was that at? Oh no, did I break this? I think I broke this. No. What? Oh, I switched over to node 12. Let's get back on node 16. Okay, there we are. All right, so coin name equals dash. I think is what it is. Yep. All right, let's try this again. All right, so here we are. There's the private key, the version, the check. So I think I just need to take that private key and parts.private key. So I should be able to do parts.private key. This should work. Cool. All right, and so then with that, I should be able to run the sign function, and I should be able to sign that message, I would think. I'm going to have to sign the hash of the message. We'll see if I can just sign the message. Just see if that lets us do it, and I'll get the details on what the message should be later. But my guess is it's maybe, well, I don't know which hash algorithm they expect, so I really can't say. But this message is short enough that I should be able to sign it as is, I would think. All right. Expected message to be uint8 array. Fine. Fine. Buffer.from UTF-8. There we go. Oh, bother. All right, so fine, we'll do. I mean, this is good. It's, you know, it's much preferable to give good feedback on errors than to just let them happen. So I can't argue with that. All right, crypto dot create hash SHA-256 dot update let message equals. All right. Dot digest, that'll give us back a buffer. And then we should get the hash here as desired. Should be able to do buffer dot from, actually for this, say UTF-8. Technically, it's ASCII, but ASCII is UTF-8 also. All right, so we need to update with message, and then we need to digest, and we should get the sig. All right, cool, there we are. Now, I don't know what format they're expecting the signature in. So I'm just going to say toString. I'm just going to go with hex. And let's see if it allows that. And if that doesn't work, we could try base 64. But let's just see what happens. All right. So my masternode collateral address, which is not a real collateral address, but we're just going to put this in and we're just going to see if it'll take it. Invalid message signature. All right, let's try in a different format because I think it may want either base 58 or base 64. And if it wants base 64, it might want web base 64. So I'll try that and then let's see with this one. All we'd have to do to convert between base 64 and base 64 web from the looks of it, I don't see any invalid characters in here, would just be to delete the equals at the end. So let's see what happens. I don't know if that actually did anything. Okay, so it's just on the front end saying invalid message signature. All right, so it must be a special format for a message signature. It doesn't give me better feedback than that. Okay. All right, well, I'm just going to move on with the next piece. The next piece is tallying the votes. Hey, how's it going? I'm AJ. Who the heck are you? Why are you here? Why are you watching some random person code? No, I'm actually usually more friendly than that. I just haven't gotten enough sleep, and caffeine only goes so far. But seriously, who are you? What brings you here? Hello. Welcome. Oh, scared you away. Let's see. Nope, I don't want this one. So we're going to look at the tally system. So I've got no votes, so I'm going to have no tally, but we can go ahead and check that it works. And I can peek around the Go code and just kind of take it. I want to just kind of peek and take a look at it. Let's see. So I'm gonna open this up. Git clone. There we go. npm CI. Yes, vulnerabilities. Love them. Projects denial of service attack. Oh yeah, that's probably what it is. Oh no, that one's elliptic. That actually it could be important. Dang. Seems that should get fixed. Okay. So node index. What? We do need a fixture for this. I agree. I don't actually know how to get the vote in. All right, so I actually, oops. We need .ignore vendor. That way RG doesn't look in the vendor. But that seems odd. Seriously? There's no JSON tags in this Go code? What the letter L is going on? Oh, whoops. Okay. I see now. Yes, of course there's JSON tags. Rookie mistake. Okay, this signature looks like base 64. Interesting. How many? 88 versus our signature that we gave over here. Was that not 88? I guess not. That is 88. Why you tell me it's an invalid signature, fool? How could it know if the message signature... Oh, because it can verify with the public key. Okay, so maybe it's just using a different algorithm. Maybe it's doing the double shot. I'm gonna just on a whim, I'm gonna check and see if it's the double SHA thing. So there's the message, there's the hash. Because double SHA, for some reason, is a thing in some of these communities. So we'll go with it. Let's see if that's it. I'm just on a whim from other things I've seen. I've noticed that, yeah, they'll do double SHAs, or which I think there actually is a reason to do double SHA. I think it can basically give you some salt value or something. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm going to take this right here, this wonderful example. Yeah, this looks great. Let's run this curl examples right here. This is perfecto. Not perfecto after all, because I should have gotten an error. Everything's commented out. Why is it all commented out? Okay, so you can vote freely. Okay, cool. So let's do this. I need another window so that I can run the vote collector .env, blah, 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 blah. Let me put this off to the side, and then we're going to run this curl example. Voting is closed. Your mom's closed. What do you mean voting is closed? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Voting. Routes. Okay. Handle vote closed. Handle valid votes. Handle all votes. All right, what if we go up here by one? Is authorized? No. Okay, well, where's the function that's not voting is closed? What are we looking at here? Handle vote. Handle vote. That's what we're looking for. voting closed. Closed. All right, let's run this Mojanker again. Go build. Mod equals vendor. And then value and vote collector. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Put it do. And then let's run. Whoops. Oh, bad request. Okay, vote recorded. Sweet. Now, how did we get? I guess it was. So we could get rid of this now. You know, I've got a little idea for the authentication in this app. I got a little idea of how to deal with that. It was, is authorized. What are we doing here? Is authorized. We'll just make it a little easier on ourselves here. There we go. Perfect. Sudo that. Alrighty. So this is how we get all votes. Rookie mistake. Missing set-e, set-u. And then I'm going to counteract that. Like so, like that. Okay. Votes.json. Actually, no, I'm going to do T. I'm going to do T. All right. What? Valid votes unauthorized? What are you talking about? I just authorized myself in the best possible way. Can't get more valid than that. All right, there we are. Cool. So now we go to our all votes. So here's our votes.json. And then let's see if we can, oh, we don't need to do that with Postgres yet. Let's see if we can grab vote collector, votes JSON, and then data, I think is what it was. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Oh. Okay, so data votes JSON. No! How do I get that list? All right. Oh. Gonna undo my button. I'm getting fat. My jeans are digging into my belly. I'm gonna die of fatty McFatness. Okay. Um, okay, let me poke around the Go code a little bit while I'm waiting on that from Ryan. Let me actually make sure I message him. Doot, 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 doot. But let's just poke around this a little bit. First of all, how many files we? So this is it right here. Very, very super simple. Okay, got it. So we're just looking at a vote. Go makes my heart sing. Just look at how beautiful this code is. Just look at how simple everything is. Okay, that looks a little bit weird. I have to think about that for a second. Vote nil, casting nil to a vote. Range over interface. Okay, that's kind of a hacky do. Oh, because it's the yeah. Okay, I think I know what this is about. RM create table options. So that's true. For model, create table model. Wait a minute. Create table model. Interface vote. I'm a little confused about that actually. So here's what I would do with this. Same thing I'd recommend in JavaScript. We would do, say, models like that. Now there might be a reason. Whoops. There's some weird stuff when you have to do things like this with an interface. DB create model. What is DB in this one? PGDB. Does that work that way? Can you really create? Well, it doesn't have DB tags. Does it just use JSON? Because typically you either use DB, so you might do after this, you might do like that DB, and then put the same thing. And then you might put Sql, and then put the same thing. Okay. But I am actually not aware of this. I have not seen this before. Create table. I was not aware that you could pass in a struct and create a table from it. So that is news to me. Is that part of the ORM or is that part of the... That's just part of regular PG? It's a shame I didn't know that. That's probably part of the Go standard SQL. Because most of these databases, database libraries are just wrappers over the standard Go. Although maybe not. Because this one, normally it's kind of a dependency injection type of deal. All right. Comma first, can't argue with that. All right. Interesting. That's a smart guy. Very, very simple code. I like this. Okay. Get all votes. Yeah. So models is really simple. Oh, let's see. I still put that there. Yeah. All right. What else? We got routes. We got collect. What does collect actually do? env check. This is awesome. Wonder, is he using anything in particular? Oh, Gorilla. But nothing for the envs. That's just, he's just checking. Okay, I got it. And he's got particular stuff he's looking for. And then that's all good. Collector. Wait, why is this called? Is there some sort of build tag on this? Because it is. Where is vote collector? Oh, that's the name. Oh, that's the name of the folder that I'm inside of. Got it. Okay. Dui. Okay. That's all looking good. This is really simple. There's not much to this at all. All right, and then routes. All the routes are in one place. That's it. Okay, so we just protect. Anybody can go vote. We protect who can see the votes. That is such a hard word to spell. Superseded. I get it wrong every time. But that's why I have Vim Spell as part of Vim Essentials. Oh no, it doesn't like that. We could do this. Should get a complaint about it. There we go. Redundant return statement, sure. Hmm. True that, true that. Go tooling is so awesome. I don't think there's any... If there is better tooling for any language, I'd love to know about it. But I think that that's one of the great, wonderful things about Go is the tooling is just so spot on. Okay, so yeah, this is super simple. I mean, this could have been done really in anything. I don't know that this really gets much advantage out of Go other than that it goes just really easy to write. You know, it's just really clean. But there's nothing about this where I'd say, oh yeah, Go's a great tool for this, other than that it is, because it's a great tool for everything. Um, but I mean, I wouldn't say that I would say that Rust is not a good tool for this. uh, but I'd say that Node and Go are probably equally valid for this in terms of just being really, really simple. This is so simple that it lends itself well to really anything. And Go's a good choice because you don't have the option of making things complicated in Go. So, um, okay, cool. So yeah, that looks good. Um, I'd have to learn a little bit about how that signature works. And I'd have to go get the, let's see, mnlist.json. Let's see if, is this something that's well known? Dash. All right. Deterministic masternode lists. Okay. Anyway. So my thought is that this code looks good. It looks like everything can run. It looks like there's a few pieces that are missing in terms of being able to get the information. New set of RPC commands. Where are they? -D. I got CLI. All right, what else? Okay. Dash CLI documentation, maybe. I don't think that's it. Could be. It's hard to tell. Let's see. Okay, master nodes. Understanding master nodes. Sure. Master nodes versus mining. Payment logic, proof of service, quorum selection, master node requirements, hosting services, list of hosting services setup. How do we get a list? Developers, integration overview, instance send. I'll be interested to know. ZMQ notification. Get raw mempool, get raw transaction. Let's see. This is for something else that I was looking for. Hey, yeah, Golang. I probably don't like Kate's because I don't like most things that make things complicated. What Golang architecture do you follow? Do you want to give me an enumerated list on that? I follow the Golang architecture. I don't know. So, first of all, the language restricts you to not being able to have many different types of architecture, which is great. And then you've got effective Go, and then you've got the other talks on that many of which I pointed to on creedsofcraftsmanship.com. So you've got the Go Proverbs. You've got Rob Pike on software engineering and Go. You got Dave Cheney on software engineering and Go. You've got simplicity is complicated, things in Go I never use. So basically, toward Go 2, Go with version. That one's not really about philosophy of software design as much as it is a defense of the version system. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I love about Go is that I don't feel that there's really much of a which architecture do you follow to worry about in Go, because if you just do what the Go authors do, then you're going to do great, right? There is kind of only one Go architecture from my point of view. I mean, you can write bad Go because you can write bad in any language, but you kind of have to try to write bad Go. You kind of have to really kick against the pricks and go against the grain. You have to decidedly say, I'm going to ignore the advice of the people who created the language and I'm going to try my hardest to make it not work well. And you can do that. And I've seen people do it. And I know there's a lot of frameworks, people that come from a Node background or something like that. They're like, this is simple and easy. I wish it was complicated and error prone. Oh, I know. I'll write a framework that's just like Node. Interface all the things. So, if you stay away from empty interfaces, that's, go Proverbs. Yeah. Oh, can I link to that list? Of course. Absolutely. Oh, wait. Hey, and you were the one telling me the other day that you were having trouble finding Go work that you wanted, right? I actually just had someone call me. I don't remember I think it was today. I think it was this morning. A friend called me and said, hey, do you know anybody that's looking for Go work? And you came to mind, but I didn't remember your username to reach back out to you. So DM me, because there is it's actually maintaining code that was written by Matt Holt, who is one of the all-stars in the Go community, who has written the Let's Encrypt implementation, the Caddy web server, and the specific product is one of his that he sold off to someone else who's trying to spin it up as a commercial business, called Resilio, which is I think was it Resilio? Might not have been Resilio. I might be mixing that up. There's a few projects that sound pretty similar, but it's a file sync service. Let me see. Resilio. Was this Matt Holt? Let me check and see. Resilio. No, I don't think it was Resilio. I think it was one with a similar name. I could be wrong. Let me see. Resilio, Matt, so M. Holt. No, okay, it's not Resilio. It was I forget the name of it. It sounds similar, but it's a file sync thing as well. So, do they? Yes, it's actually he sold it to somebody in Sweden or something. So it's remote work. However, this is the thing I'm concerned about. This is why. Well, one, I don't know everybody I know that knows Go has whatever job they wanted. Go salaries before the big inflation and the big, when people started changing jobs just to get better salaries because there was a big corona spike in job market changes, and so people were kind of doing a stupid thing because everybody's going to have to get, just because somebody's lags behind, an employer lags behind by a couple of months on catching up with inflation and whatnot, does not mean that they wouldn't. So, but anyway, back when everybody was changing jobs, now I lost my train of thought. I don't even remember. But what I was going to say was, before everybody was changing jobs, a senior Go engineer would be 140K. And since then, I think that it's probably closer to 160 to 180K. Because now, at least here in Utah, whereas before 140K would have, given you a nice house and, nice savings, is pretty good money. Now 140K is barely enough to get a modest home. By modest, I mean a home that is nothing extravagant, but also nice. Okay, so let's see. Where else am I at here? I'm kind of waiting for Ryan to catch up, because he's going to tag me. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not saying that you do see yourself as a senior Golang developer, although if you basically just follow those talks that I gave you and those resources that I gave you on Go, if you just go through that, you will be a senior Golang developer. That is because this is the wonderful thing about Go, is that it doesn't take a lot to be senior. There's a really well-defined set of patterns, and if you know them, now there are some things that you only get by experience and by digging in the community a little bit. Um, so for example, one thing is you should be using Go Releaser. So webinstall.dev/Go Releaser is my cheat sheet for that. But let me plop that down here too. You are welcome. Another thing that I should put in that list for Go, there's a discussion about how to do tooling packages. And let me see if I can find it real quick, and I'll actually put it in the Creeds of Craftsmanship list for Go development. Let's see. Just going to Stack Overflow here. Let me bring this onto the screen. This would be fine to do here. Boop, boop, boop. Golang. Tools.go, I think is what we want to look for. I answered one of these. Okay, I think this might be... Is this me? No. But this looks just like my... Okay, let me see. Can I find... Oh, there's me. Yeah. All right. Cool. I think I kept this up to date. I think I've got a more up-to-date version somewhere else. I'm going to go ahead and link this on Creeds of Craftsmanship real quick. I actually, under issues, another thing is I have specifically resources for learning Go. Do I have... really good extras. I'm going to put this. Versioning your tools.go. Let me put that in there. I think I'm just going to link this into Creeds of Craftsmanship so it's cross-referenced here. Let me get to that. Okay. I don't like it when things are there's too many words. Makes it hard to see. There we go. There we go. Now that stands out a little bit better. All right. All right, Ryan's caught up. Cool. So, Ryan, I'm just going to give you a Jitsi link. And let's talk about what we want the outcome of this to be, because I think I'm kind of at a good stopping point, to be honest. I mean, there's some more stuff I could dig in, but I kind of want to get a check in here. So I just messaged you on Discord. Okay. Oh, whoops, I was muted. Sorry, I forgot that start's muted.
Hello.
Hey, so let me get this stuff down here. Oh, one other note before I move on. In this list, there is a toolkit called Fine. Whoops, where did I put that? It's a cross-device toolkit. It can be used for iOS as well as Android desktop. Very interesting. I don't know that I think that Go is really a great language for desktop apps necessarily, but Fine makes it certainly a decent choice for playing around. Okay, now back to you, Ryan. I am gonna go back to, I guess, the Trello here.
Share your screen on Jitsi
Oh
so I
yes,
can
will
see.
do, will do. All right, let me share that on Jitsi, and then let's make sure that it's sharing the right thing. Here we go. Boom. All right, can you see?
Yep.
All right. So gain understanding of how it works, evaluate pros and cons of using this as basis for a straw poll app. I don't have enough context around what the straw poll Dapp is.
Okay, so let me stop you there for a minute because that description, that task description is actually also old.
Okay.
So actually now the main purpose here is to get the actual software running and collecting votes, not just evaluating it for a different tool. So we want to actually get these things running.
Okay.
And so I think we need to go back to where you got hung up before, which is finding the masternode list.json, which to me seems like something that he would get at the snapshot. Whoever is validating the votes would get this masternode list at a certain time. And I think he even defined it for a specific vote. He said, at this block number, this is the deadline for the votes. So we're going to get the masternode list at this block height, and those will be the votes that are counted as valid. If you're not a masternode at that block height,
Yeah.
then your vote doesn't count. So the question is, how do we get that masternode list? And to answer that, I would have to look up the documentation myself. I don't know how he was getting it before and what format it would be in at the time that this is 3 years ago. But right now, we can get masternode lists in a different way than they probably did then. And the way that they probably got it then is probably deprecated.
Okay. Well, I think I did just find this actually. It was not in the place that I was first looking. I don't know. Anyway, I have it. I have it. I just need to sync it over here.
Okay, wait. So was that in one of the project files on GitHub?
Yeah. So it's just a comment and the index.js. I didn't notice that at first.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that's good. We know the format at least. We'll still have to know how to get that list dynamically,
well, I mean,
or
this
at least
gets
that
it. I
base.
don't know if this is the right one.
Oh, that's okay. So dash CLI. Oh, he gave you the command. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So that's
Well, let's see if it still works.
yeah. That's what we'll see. mnlist.json.
So you'll need the dash CLI binary, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. env dash network equals what should I do, main or testnet, or doesn't matter.
Let's go with main.
Okay. Okay, so dot
At some
env.
point, we'll want to know how to set up all of the testnet stuff. That's important at some point, but maybe not right now.
Okay, here it is. Arrived post deadline, discarded. So with that, I would say, I mean, you heard what I said before, but this looks like it's pretty clean code. the 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 React app was the thing that was throwing me off, but it works. Go code is just dead simple. There's really hardly anything to it. It's minimal validation of any sort. It's just collect the messages at the end. And then the tally. I haven't looked at this code yet, but um, it's let's just scroll through it. Too late. Okay, cool. So let's throw some other number on this. What's insight dash.org? What's our current block height? Is this the number to be shooting off of?
Yep.
All right, so let's just rerun this. Too late.
That looks like a much smaller number. Something might have gotten off there.
Yeah, you're right. It did look smaller. Maybe I just need to throw some zeros on it.
Oh, wait. Too late. That's a date.
Oh, it's not a block.
That's not a block type.
Oh, yeah, duh. Okay, this makes sense then. Okay, so we could just do new date 2022 0401 000000z dot value of. There we go. And then let's run it again. Ah, dang it. Okay, not valid on master node list. So yeah, I would actually have to get I don't know how the signing is expected to be done. I don't know what signature tool it's using, so I don't know how to replicate that type of signature. It looks like it's some manner of SHA-256, but there's multiple signature algorithms that will result in a this wide in base 64.
We could find this out by looking through the C++ code potentially, and we don't need to do that necessarily. It would be cool to know how to do the signatures ourselves, but I think what this tool was expecting is for the user of the tool, the voter, to do the signing by entering it into the Dash core wallet. And so let's just try that. Can you get an instance of Dash? You can theoretically do this either through the Dash D and Dash CLI binaries, or we can do it through the GUI that you'd install on your desktop. So either one would work to just try it out.
Okay, so I've got Dash right here.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
So am I just looking for a sign or something?
Yes, that's what I would look for.
Let's see that here. But I don't think it matters from the perspective that I'm not a master node, so the validation that it's doing, the code works. The code works. What is the question that we really want to answer about this tonight?
Well, I would like to see a valid signature showing up on the front end React code as checking out. That would be okay. Now we know that we know what we're doing.
All right, let's see if got a lot of things are called Dash CLI. I don't know. What sign maybe? Sign your transaction. Sign and verify your message. Here we go. Electrum. You have to use Electrum.
Don't have to. You can though. You should be able to do all this through the two binaries that we just looked at. Okay, we got onto the Electrum documentation somehow, and I'm not sure why.
Because that's what it
It
showed up
might
in
be
search.
faster. Yeah, it might be faster to just look through the actual documentation rather than relying on searches. So, like the sidebar, scroll down and find the docs for maybe developers.
Network merchants, users, developers. Yeah, I was looking in here already. I think this is going to take us into that documentation loop I was in before. Maybe, maybe not. Okay.
This is signing transactions, so that's not exactly right. I think we want to, if we're searching for anything, search for message, sign message.
Okay. Reg test, sign, send raw. Okay. Well, that actually looks like useful information. Okay, sign message. Util RPCs, quick reference. Create multi-sig. Sign message with private key.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we get the message in the right format? Okay, the sign message is private key. Okay, so dash CLI. All right, so let's say we just run this here. Dash CLI sign message with private key. Is that literally what that was called? Yes. So does it give me an example of how to use it? Okay, private key. Oh, good. All right, all right. Yeah. Let's try this out. This looks good enough. Okay, so here's the thing that we want. Here's my message. So I'm going to put my message in there, and then, oops, I should put that in single quotes. And then let's grab the private key that I created here. Method not found.
Well, that's great.
All right.
That's
This is
created.
version 17. So it was maybe available in version 12, but it's not available in version 17. I don't see it here.
You keep looking, I'll keep looking.
Okay. I will also poke on the Discord and dev talk. I never did see if anybody responded to my message about the app, the Android app. Also, I apparently I got a tip in the Discord, but I don't understand how I claim that or what. Do you know how that works?
Let's see. Am I muted still?
No, you're
No.
not muted right now.
That's just used. That tip bot basically has accounts that are assigned to each Discord username, and the bot the back end of the bot controls the private keys to those, you can just tell it. So if you get a tip, you can say, hey, withdraw my tip jar to whatever address you want to give, or you can just keep tipping other people. So it's just a dash tip bot.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to interact with bots on Discord.
Yeah.
I am very bad at twitching and discording.
Yeah, we can show you the ropes on that later.
So it looks like I need to use Electrum. That's what the new documentation is saying, is that I should be using Electrum, right? So,
okay. That's
I mean,
weird,
if we just want to do it real quick, that is
you go down that path. I'll keep looking for potential updated documentation that shows what the method is now, if they still have it. Maybe they just changed the name or something. I don't know.
Let's see.
It's weird that would be really weird if they removed that functionality, because it's in the GUI. I know that much. It's in the latest version of the GUI, and the GUI just uses -D and -CLI.
Okay, where did that thing that I just had open go? Offline signing, every details, sign message with private key. Okay.
Do you have an instance of the GUI running
I don't know.
somewhere on your desktop? Have you ever downloaded the actual core wallet?
I think I have it downloaded. I have not installed it.
Okay. That's the easiest way to test this, is to just get the GUI. So if you want to get that going in the background so that it's downloading blocks and stuff, and that.
What's up, Dr. Lazy Beats? Sorry.
No worries.
So I'm just sending a message. I'm saying supposedly this worked back in V12 in dash CLI as per. Let me just give the link here. But with, let me pop this thing down. So, Dr. Lazy Beats, feel free to tell me who you are, what brings you to the channel, and what kind of things you'd like to learn about, or if you're just here for the soft, soothing sound of my voice to help you sleep at night. I can do the whole binaural bit too. It's really creepy. Actually, I don't think I can do that. It's not called binaural. It's called, what's the word for that? All the YouTube videos with the women speaking softly into a microphone while they make the sound of brushing hair. Ryan, I'm surprised you don't know this.
Oh, I wasn't listening too much.
Oh, okay.
Looking up docs. Why are you surprised I didn't know that? I don't know what that says about me, but.
Discord is so great. I don't know why people use Slack. Okay.
Found some docs here. I'll DM you.
Signing and verifying. Isn't that what I had open? Oh, you're showing the GUI. You're showing the GUI.
Well, I didn't know what I was showing it when I pasted it in. That was something different than we'd seen already, so thought I'd throw it in.
All right. I'll let's see. So is that dash core? What is that considered? This is what?
Dash core. Yeah.
This is dash core. If I install this, is it going to affect my computer? No, it's not.
No.
You know how I can tell? Because they misspoke. So on Mac, you don't install things, you just copy them to your applications folder. That's how you know it's safe. If it actually has a PKG and starts asking you for your password, that's how you know it's pwning your computer. And this simply is a double click to open. All right. You know, I somewhere probably have about $20,000 worth of Bitcoin. Because back in ye olden days, I ran it for I think about 24 hours, probably back in 2010 or so, on my MacBook GPU. And I'm reminded of this because this is exactly when I installed Bitcoin back then, that I'm pretty sure this is the exact window that popped up as the first window. I think that's where I've seen this window before.
Mm.
And so somewhere, maybe this will help me. It's probably, if I can go find my backup from 2010, under the application support, there's probably a Bitcoin directory that has half a Bitcoin or so from running it for 24 hours. Ended up being more expensive than the cost of the electricity, so I closed it and never opened it again. But if I could recover it, I could put it towards the down payment on the house, you know? All right, so I really don't want to use the default directory because I really don't want to use... can I use this without doing the blockchain?
I don't know. I know you can prune it somehow, but I don't know how.
All right, let me just put this under projects. Oh, look, I have a
Put
Dash
it in
project.
Dash.
That's it. Oh, look, it's the old Dash Hive stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out how troublesome this is going to be if we don't put it in their default directory. We'll see if it's designed well.
Well, it gives me the option not to put in the default directory, so I can only assume.
Yep.
That it must be okay. It must be kosher. Oh, you know where I should put it, though? I should put it under Scratch. That's the right... Well, no, I'll put it here. Because it probably puts other stuff in there that I actually would want. Okay.
This is just something that, you know, if you're going to be doing some work for Dash for a while, it's just good to have the core wallet.
Let's see. Oh. Font family, sure. It doesn't actually let me choose. This is not the... Oh. All right, font scale. Recent transactions aren't visible yet.
So go up to
what's a coin join?
It's a privacy feature.
I want to send. Want to
I can't
receive.
see your menu, but if you go up to the menu, I'll be able to help you out.
Oh, tools. I got wallet repair. Show backup settings, encrypt wallet, file, sign message. That doesn't go under file. That goes under tools.
Agreed.
Okay. So I'm going to insert my address here, my private key address. I'm assuming it wants the private key. Sign with you.
All right. No. You wait. What are we doing? Signing?
Signing. I'm assuming I've got to put in.
No. It's going to grab the private key for the public key that you give it.
But there's no way that it would know that because I didn't give it the private key.
Well, okay, so you're going to have to sign a message for a private key that it controls.
But I don't know.
So click on go out of this menu for a little bit.
Okay.
And then just go receive.
Backup wallet, sending address, receiving address.
Just hit request payment.
Request payment.
That'll give you an address. Copy that address.
Would like to control this computer using accessibility features. I don't know. I'm going to say deny for now. Okay. This is something that is really confusing to me because I don't know if you remember back around, 1999, we used to have this feature across computers. It was called copy and paste, and you could use it by selecting text. It's this crazy thing. It's got lost in the ages. No app supported anymore.
The address is down below there, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just weird that it wants system accessibility permissions to allow me to copy and paste. But that's nothing. That's every app is that way these days, where they copy and paste is just completely broken in most things. Okay, so I'm going to enter in the public address, and then I'm going to enter in a message to be signed. All right. So let me enter in my message. It would be cool if there was like a, view details button here. Sign message. Okay. So, all right, let me go back to the web page here. I have a high degree. Well, I shouldn't say high. I don't know what mechanism they're using. Submit vote. Okay, it says it still says it's invalid actually. But this could be because it's not running anymore because I stopped it. No, that is running.
No, that signature. Let's see.
The signature looks more like the other one. It showed me.
What's validating this signature? Is it contacting the back end for this validate?
No, it's valid. I'm pretty sure it's validating it in the front end. I never saw it get sent to the back end. So if we look here, got error checking valid sig. If we look at network tab, there is no network request for that. So I'll go through and redo this again from the beginning. So let's clear this out. Okay. And then we go, oh no, I don't remember who I picked last time. Let me see if I can figure it out. I did name 3 because that sounded cool, and I picked some other people for some reason. Oh, whatever. I'll just pick 3 people. All right, I'm going to copy this over to be signed. All right, so there's my message to be signed. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to get my signature. And then I'm going to get my supposed master node address. And then I'll make sure this is open and I'll do submit vote. All right, network error. That seems odd. 701. What is this running at? Isn't this running on 701? Oh, it's not running right now. Okay. Oops. Go ahead and run it. And let's try this again. Failed with status code 400. What's that? Bad request? So it looks like it's getting past what it had before. That's strange though. Let's see. Well, I'm not seeing. Let's see, preview. Vote, bad request. That kind of stinks. That's not very descriptive. And I don't see, let me make sure, HTTP 701 vote payload. Hmm. Okay, status bad request. Let's see, where do we use those? Oh, okay, wrong network. I need to go back to mainnet, not testnet. Okay, there we go. Go build mod vendor and .env. Oh, it's already listening. .env, there we go. So I think that should work this time. Let's see, what did it get now? Still bad request, but why? Okay, let me try this again. Too many windows open. Oh well. Okay, right error. Do we not have anything else here? Right error. Okay, right error. Message string. Let's do that. Oh, that's going to kill me if I do that. Let's try make. All right, HTTP status text. Message.
You did change a little bit of the code before we got into this, right? So maybe if we.
No,
Not a lot.
I just turned off authentication. I didn't make any changes to those routes. I could do a git diff on it, but it's okay. So we're not. Wait, hold on. We got bad preview, bad request, status, URL vote. Okay, so that's really not telling us much here. But let's go with HTTP status text. Yeah, we'll just go with message. Error message, we'll just call it that. That should be good. Okay, let's go back to vote. All right, here we are. So we're going to do handle vote. And then we're going to take a look at this and see if we can write message. And then we should be able to say bad network, bad dash network, or dash mismatch. We could say like that. Okay, and then we could also do on this one. Well, let's just go with error.toString on this one. Whatever that is. And then how else can we get? We can get an internal service error. It looks like it's caught up on the network issue. Error. Oh, it's going to be. There we go. That's the string method for error. Right here. Let's see.
It's not stopping the vote based on checking the address against the valid masternode list, is it?
No, because this doesn't even have that.
Liberally.
Yeah, it's accepting anything that is valid-ish. Okay. All right, so let's try this again. I'm just going to clear these out, and then I'm going to submit vote, and then it should give me back a better error message. It says dash network mismatch. Did I env dash network mainnet? So it's telling me that it's not valid for that network. But why? Because signature, this begins with XS. This should be valid for that network, shouldn't it? Okay, network is valid address, is valid address. Okay. Actually, it may have been one of the things I changed. I may have swapped a truthy to a falsy. Let me go see if I can find that real quick. If not, return false. Okay, that's probably what it was. I switched a truthy to a falsy by mistake. So, you're right. Rookie mistake. Okay. All right, cool. Vote recorded. So,
Bam.
verified that works too. Now, I would like to know how to actually do one of these signatures.
Yeah, I would like that too. And like I said before, that it's possible we could find that in the C++ code, but that sounds daunting to me.
Well, I think you gave me a link, or no, somebody gave me a link. It might have been Great Wolf. Somebody gave me a link once before, and it was to the C++ code, and it was exactly to the right spot. And I think that same spot would be valid now. But it's basically, we just need to know what is the order of operations that it is expecting. So typically a SHA-SOM is, a signature is just a SHA-256 of a message. So you take a message, you SHA-256 it, and then you run the signature on it, and that essentially encrypts it. Is what it is. Encryption and verification algorithms are mirrors of each other. It's pretty much the same thing. It just shifts a bunch of bits.
You could try the signatures that you were doing before, because we had a different error before, right? So when you were trying to do the signatures from your base 58 code base or whatever it was, those might have worked actually, but we just didn't know it because we were getting an error of some other sort.
Okay, well, let me see. That's not vote collector. Where was I? Merchant wallet. So if I do the sign test, so, okay, let text equals, there's my text, and then this is my buffer, and then this would be the most naive approach that I would think would work, is we would just sign with this key, which, let me make sure that I got the key right. It goes XK5 all the way up. And let me make sure that I'm actually, I wonder if it could be that I signed with the wrong, oops. Oh, maybe I signed with a testnet key or something. But anyway, this is the most naive approach, is this right here. We would expect. There might be one other. It could also be an HMAC, which I don't remember how HMAC is different from SHA-256. I think it's just a more specific way of saying you will encode the message as binary, then you will run the SHA-256, then you will take that result. But it's, or there's some sort of message in between. Let's see.
Actually,
okay. Invalid message signature. I
We might be
don't.
able to get some clues from the front end code actually, because that's where it's doing the signature verification.
Yeah, that is true. It's in the dash core lib if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. There's so many things I got open right now. So if we go over here, we look at the package JSON. It's dash evo dash core lib. See that?
Uh-huh.
So if we go into new module, node modules, dash evo dash core lib. So somewhere in here is where we're going to see sign. Ugh. Test crypto signature. Yeah, that might be the right one right there. ECDSA sign. Hash buff. Oh, this looks promising. Let's see. Signature. Let me look at this one first. No, that's a test. That's not. This might be the right one. ECDSA. I think that's how all the keys are interpreted. Pub key hash. No, that's not it. Multi-sig script. No,
Maybe
that's
search
not
for
it.
message.
Multi-sig. That's not it. Message for a test. Sign from compact signature string. Okay, this I'm pretty sure this is using the same signature from down below. So this would be a good thing to look at. Would be message. See how many things there are. The very last one actually looks quite likely. So I'm going to start there and then move up after that. So sign. Okay, hash buff. SHA-256. That's what it is. Okay, hash buff to what? Hash buff. Signature RN SHA. Okay. I mean, from here it looks as though it is the naive implementation. It looks as though it is just you take the SHA and but it may be that okay, if I was using ECDSA, but then I have to find the R and S parts. I've got this code somewhere. So I had to do this for Let's Encrypt. As you get the R and S parts from the private key, but I don't know off the top of my head how to decode these private keys. It's probably 50-50 split once you get, let's see what it ends up being. Not this one here. All right, let's see that private key. HT key dot private key dot, oh, oops, let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. PK, let PK equals, let's console.log pk.toString hex and pk.bytelength. Let's run that. Okay, so 32, which means, if I'm not mistaken, I will be able to split this right down the middle. Let me see if I can grab that same what library were they using? Oops, no, it's not this one, it's this one. ECDSA, which ECDSA library they're using. Okay, they got it here. So up lib crypto. So let's go there. So up lib crypto ECDSA. This uses ECDSA. So it's their own version of ECDSA. Okay, that's probably fine, I guess. Oh, but then they need all the other things. Okay, let's do something a little cray-cray. But maybe we could try this out real quick. So it may be that this HD key is not actually doing the right thing because I just monkey patched the private key because it had a sign method. And so I thought, oh, maybe I can use its sign method. But maybe there's other machinery in there that is the state of which is not being handled appropriately when you just monkey patch it that way. So vote trust site. This is where I was at, right? I was looking in here and I was looking at, okay, node, that right there. Let's see if we get lucky. ECDSA equals, and then let me see how I use this. Sign. Okay, I give it sign, and then what? Oh no. Okay. Set. Um, hmm. Okay, got it. All right. So I need to see where this is used. Again, probably in that test. New ECDSA. All right. Hash buff, priv key to pub key. And then what? And then I can sign deterministic K to buffer. Let's say RNS. What? That can't be right. Oh, okay. I see how they're doing that. All right, well, let's see if we can take what they did there. Whoops. I'm just going to open this back up again. Copy all this. This again. And then I'll try it this way. All right. Crypto digest hash. So hash buff. Everything should be made as simple as possible. No, not simpler. I forgot who said that. That seems like a good quote. So I don't. What way are they doing this? Hash buff. Where? How are they doing it? They're using. Let's see. Hash buff is what type? It should be a 32-byte buffer. Maybe. Okay, hash buff dot slice 0 to 31. Okay. Hmm. All right, so I think that actually is using a real buffer, which means that we can just assign this to hash.
I just DM'd you some documentation for signing.
Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, this is the same one. Or maybe, oh, this one is called sign message, not sign message with private key. So let's just break and try that. So instead of sign message with private key, we can just try sign message. Let's see if that works. But then this is public. Oh no. Okay. So the reason that this is different is that this is again relying on some wallet to exist. So this is exactly the process we went through in the GUI. So
Yeah.
it's relying that you must have some sort of dash program that has some private keys and you're giving it a public key. But let's see what happens if I just run it anyway. Okay, now it says invalid address, which is good. So yeah.
Yeah, that's how you'd want to do it anyway, though. You wouldn't want to have to put the private key in the command.
Well, if you're going to build something, you need to be able to have access to the private key.
Right.
So I would want to be able to put the private key in whatever it is I'm using because don't want to have to say that I have to exit out of whatever process I'm in, go out to some other manual process, and then come back to the process that I get. We could probably automate anyway. It's I
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. You don't want the dependency on to sign the message. You want to be able to sign the message.
Yeah, because ideally, I should just be able to say, okay, send. Well, I don't know how the master node stuff works, but I ideally, yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know how it works, so I guess I don't know what would be ideal. But
well, in any case,
because you could stake on a master node without the master node having the private key, right?
Yeah, we wouldn't be using collateral keys, I don't think. This software did, because back when this was created, we didn't have separate keys for voting and collateral. I think you had to use the collateral key, which is dangerous and everything, and or at least if you're not using the Dash Core wallet, it's dangerous either way. So, but we might have a better method than that these days, so because we can use voting keys. But that's something we'd probably have to discuss the pros and cons of offline sometime.
Okay.
But I think we got the main stuff accomplished that I wanted to get accomplished on this first run. You got the software up and running. We verified that it's accepting valid signatures, and it'd just be a cherry on the top if we could figure out a smoother way to have the user sign the message without having them have to go into their Dash Core wallet to do the signature. But I didn't expect to do that tonight anyway.
Well, give me 3 minutes or so here, because I think I've got what I need to get this converted over.
The documentation might just help you. It might show what parameters, what kind of things it's expecting.
This is all external details.
And okay, it doesn't tell you what's.
Yeah, so there's a few different ways to handle these signatures, and you have to do some things that are library specific. And so it's a really a matter of the implementation that they have in JavaScript specifically for what they're doing here. How is that how is that to be handled? But I think I've got, let's see, where did that private key thing go? I think I got that figured out. Where'd it go? Priv key. I just had something here. There was the text. Oh, PK. Parts.private key. Where did parts go? Parts was right here. Okay, let's move this down here. So there's my private parts. And that's the direct buffer. Good. So this right here, we should be able to stick this node buffer, because some of these things were written way back in the day before Node had native support for this type of encryption. This is one of the great things that we can attribute to the cryptocurrencies, is that they lit fire under lots of people and standards bodies and organizations to implement the standards of cryptography that they use, but it's further reaching than that. It's not just the cryptography that's useful for cryptocurrencies that got expanded. It's just generally cryptography got more expanded. But as part of that, there's also a dozen different libraries for doing this particular signature with slight nuanced differences about how they approach it. Okay, so I think if I do this, I don't think we ought to have a deterministic K. We want random K. I don't think we need to do anything about K. So one of the things that was confusing to me about ECDSA signatures is they actually have a random component to them. And so even if you give them the same key and the same message, they will have a different outcome each time, which, if you don't know to expect that, can be quite confusing. All right, so we got S, R, and S. So heaven's willing, this is the tricky bit, is that R and S are not always the same length that it seems that they should be. So heaven willing, we can take R and take S, and we can just concatenate them together. Console.log, let's just check this out real quick. R.length, S.length, so that should be 16 bytes each, or 32 characters each. And then we should just be able to do console.log, so we should be able to do let sig equals buffer.from R plus S hex dot toString base 64. So if this doesn't work, then I don't know how long it's going to take to figure it out, but it's not a simple. It's more complex and needs more debug time. Okay, that's already been declared, so that's no problem. Let's call that sig2. A module not found. Got the string wrong. Priv key. Let's just find out where priv key is in this. Private key? Is it called private key? Did I just named it wrong? Yeah, I just named it wrong. Priv key. That's actually called private key. Okay. No, I named it wrong twice. Okay, so this right here, that doesn't look right to me. That's bad. Let me me go take a look at that. R. That should not be possible. What is 78? That doesn't even make any sense. So this is going to be way too long. Okay, well, there's something else here. Take a little bit of digging into to really get it figured out. Because the key sizes, or the signature size is way wrong. I got one other little trick that I could try, but then I say, yeah, no, it's way off. I don't know why it's way off, but it's way off. Okay, and that is R, and that is S, and that's only R, and that's only S. So why in the world would we have... There's just too many bytes. Doesn't make any sense. Look at the test code. See what it looks like there. Go back in the test code. R.toString. No, it should not equal that. I disagree.
Side note.
Yeah.
I think there is a command for sign message with priv key that works. Instead of before you did sign message with private key, it's sign message with priv key. So I know you're on a different track now, but
I'm just a little confused. What in the world is going on here? Okay, let me try that again. You said with priv key rather than with private key?
Yeah.
Hey, oh. All right, let's try that out. Let's see if that worked. That looks about the right length. Nope, didn't work. Oh, but I copied in the wrong signature now because we're back to using the one that I generated rather than the one that was generated for me. Nope, nope, still didn't work. So that I will quadruple check real quick that I'm using the correct private key. And then let's make sure that I'm signing the correct message because I may actually have a different message than what I had before. Oh, actually, that shouldn't matter because it shouldn't know what my message is. Well, it's got the public part of the key, so maybe it would know. Yeah, if it's got the... Well, that's the pub key hash. That's not the full public key. Is it? Okay, all right. So, interesting note. It's verifying with the pub key hash, not verifying with the public key. Right? Because the pub key hash, the payment address is the pub key hash. It's not actually the public key. It's the hash of the public key. Now, how could you verify with the hash? Or there's something else it knows. Well, anyway, this is kind of cool because at least we have, this is what the input looks like. This is what the output should look like. And we've got the dash CLI. What's the dash CLI? Is that C++ or is it Python? And dash CLI. As elf binary, okay. Okay. Hmm. All right. So how do I go claim bug bug bounty thingies? Like if I go fix the documentation, I guess there was a couple pieces of documentation I fixed, but I don't really know what the process is for that. And also, I honestly don't know if it's worth my time because if it's like a $10 bounty or something, or .1 bounty or something, and I just would rather not deal with going through the process piece of it because the process piece of it might be more of a time suck than it's worth to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll chat about that after we get off,
Okay.
I guess, or tomorrow, something.
All right. Okay, so good news is I now know what this message should look like. Also, good news from that means that, give me just 1 second, I should be able to figure out, oh, well, this is not going to be deterministic. That's okay. So, but I can figure out the general buffer dot from this base 64 dot to string x, and then the length of this is what? 130. Okay, so if that's 130, then that helps me out quite a bit because what is 77 times 2? That's 154. So it means that I actually just need to drop some bits from I'm getting too many bytes. By how much? What's 154 minus 130? Does that give me a number that makes sense? 24. Okay, 24 divided by 2 is 12. What would that be? What would an extra 12 bytes be? So if we take 130 divided by 2 is 65. 65. What's the relationship between 65 and 77 other than that they're 12 bytes different? Or I guess characters in this case. Because if it's 130. Okay, anyway, I'd have to go look at my notes on ECDSA because I probably have. Let me just go look at my own library real quick. Encoding X509 RS. Dang it. Sign? No? ASN1 encoding. Generate proof key. This it just generates between key formats that doesn't actually sign. I see node. Ah, gosh, I don't want to do this tonight. I want to get some sleep tonight. But in any case, we've got we've got something that is working. I don't remember what the deal was with these. I don't know why we would be getting extra bytes off of the R values and the S values out of here, but
One thing that we could test is if the validation tool works, and you could do that by putting manually putting in the address that we had got the signature for in the master node list.json. And then you could put a bad one in as well. So like just simulate the master
well,
node.
we already simulated the bad one because we didn't have it in there. As far as see, not invalid master node snapshot. So if we wanted to just go data mn list, oh, owner address, voting address, collateral address. Interesting.
Collateral address is what you'd want to replace. Just replace one of those with the collateral address that you have the signature for, and see if it gives you success.
Okay. I think that it might require more than just that.
That address has a Y in it, which is a testnet address.
Oh. Okay, so let me see here. What was I trying to validate? Data votes. Oh, okay. So what I could do is I could go back over here. I could undo a few times maybe. Oh no, we've got this right here. So I could just put this address in. And I could put this. Wait a minute. Is that signature? That's fine. Okay, cat data votes. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go bring it over to here where I can do that signing. And there's my signature. Let's copy that over here. Okay, so I put that address in, put this signature in. And then let me make sure that was the right. Let's see, all the different things that are going on here. LN1, yeah, that's the right one. Oops. Oh, and then I didn't. I need to actually add that to the min list right here. So I could try putting that everywhere. Just see. It might correspond to this as well in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, we might have to review that on a second stream.
Well, and then there's the last paid time and the last paid block,
Yeah.
which I
You just
think
have to
this
see
came
what the
from.
logic is in the node script
Oh, cool. Tamper
for
guard.
valid.
Okay, cool. So, um, this worked. I don't know exactly what I changed that time, but this worked. So what it is upset about is simply that in the list that it has of candidates, eFigaro is not there, so we could just put eFigaro in. E EF. Okay. Do the same thing with alcohol. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder why it was giving invalid choices. What was that? CC here? Oh, there you go. Works.
Nice. That deserves a little bump da dum. Oh, see here. You've got the wrong file there. Your little success tune sounds more like a villain entering the room to me. Da-da-da-da. That
Look,
sounds like a villain. You need to
you
do bump ba da da.
no, 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 no. Leave now. Just your privileges have been revoked.
Well, hey, it's my pumpkin time anyway, so I gotta get going to bed.
Yeah. So that is Zelda. That's the Legend of Zelda. That's when he opens the treasure chest and gets an interesting item.
Okay, I should have known that because I did play a lot of Zelda back in the day. So I guess
Yeah, so
not
I
enough.
think I think it is technically large item catch. Let's see. I actually have the image of small item catch on there, but I think it is large item catch. So actually I like that one better. I want to use this one instead. I want to do that. Yeah, we're changing this. Okay, so just real quick summary. What did we accomplish and what are we hoping to accomplish next time?
Well, we got each of the three pieces of software working: the back end Go code, the front end that submits the votes, the back end that tallies the votes and puts them in the database, and then the post validation script that validates that the valid votes are actually valid, meaning that they're actually master nodes at the certain time that the list is generated. So we got all the pieces working, and I think one thing to do next time would be to host this somewhere public
Oh, okay.
and just yeah, I need to just think about if there's any improvements. Like one of the main things is how are we going to get the active masternode list? And right now,
I think I got it. I mean, you could check and see if it's not the right list, but
Well, no, what you have is a static list that was just taken at some random time and put
no, I got it
into.
just now.
Oh wait, uh, did you? I
Yeah.
must have missed that part on the stream. What?
No,
How did you
no,
get that?
we talked about it. We talked. It was one of the first things. Is I found it right here.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm
so
gonna
one
message.
thing to do potentially is to just kind of automate that in a loop or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'd have to think about how, if we want to automate that instead of doing that process manually. In
Yeah.
other words, I'm too sleepy to know what the next steps are.
Okay. That sounds good enough.
I need to think on it for a little bit.
Okay. Let me see if I can make an issue on one of these repos for the vote tally mabob. Because I don't think it. Um, docs how to get mnlist.json. Oop. Is this the most up-to-date way? All right, and then over here, I would say, docs, how to assign message. Then we could look at, okay. Why doesn't this agree with dash core lib ecdsa not sign? Something's. It's R and S values are 77 rather than 65. Okay. What else? What else might we want to make a quick ad hoc note of? Okay, that's good. I think those are the two most important pieces there. I have to take a look maybe tomorrow or something and see if there's anything we need to update from the code changes. I don't think there really is. But it would be cool. I really would like to figure out how the signing works. It looks like it's just a standard ECDSA signature. It's just some bit is off somewhere. If I did this with Node rather than with if I just use the native ECDSA sign with Node, I'd probably come out with the right answer. So I think I'd try that next time instead. Now that I've walked through and seen that it looks like it's the right thing.
Cool. I'm gonna hop off the Jitsi.
All right, I'm gonna say adios and get to bed myself. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of people on the stream right now. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm just getting off because I'm tired. If you haven't noticed, I've been up a lot the last few nights. So, yeah, but I am gonna look to see if we got that sign thing going on here. Yada yada yada. Signature 664. So this is all browser stuff. Do I have this for Node? I must have the corresponding bits for Node. I know that I do because I know that I do because I wrote them. They're out there. So with Eccles, I'm not doing signatures though. What about with key pairs? Let's go check out key pairs real quick. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to sign off. Okay, sign, right? Sign JWT. So if I go into lib here, look under node, and I look under ECDSA, there should be a sign. No? I don't have sign. Maybe it's under key pairs then. Generate, RSA, sign. Okay. Create sig, node algo, and node algo is going to be, yes, I remember this. It's called RSA SHA-256, even when it's EC. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Now I know why this is. Right. Okay. The reason the signatures are different is because one is the raw hash signature. This is why the difference is 77 characters versus 65 characters. And I remember this now. It's the leading 0 byte to let you know. So if you shave off the leading 0 byte, the leading 0 byte is just to let you know that it's a big int that is positive rather than negative, if I remember correctly. What does that come to? No, that's not right. That's not what we're looking at. Okay. Yeah, there's this whole bit that you got to do here. If you want to get from an ASN1 signature, ASN1 is basically like JSON, it's or XML, but it's binary. It's a binary format. So if you can imagine XML or JSON but binary, that's what ASN1 is. Where and it's got this whole schema that you have to go look up in a document. It's not self-defined in the way that JSON, you don't have to have something else to interpret the JSON. Whereas XML, you might need you have to have something to interpret XML, like XLST. That's why I say it's more like XLST. Let's see. Block the bot. Yeah, it is a good way to end the session to find what bugged me. But yeah, this is some code that I spent quite a bit of time on back in the olden days. But this is it right here. This is what we need, I think. I'm going to take a second just to see if this will work. I'm just going to copy key pairs sign, because this is basically, yeah, crypto equals require crypto. I'm just going to copy these functions. And I think if I use this function, then I think it's going to come out with the signature that's expected. That's the shorter length signature. And that is going to be, let me go back over here. The question is, what are they doing to modify it? They must be doing something to modify it that I wasn't watching. So sign test. All right, here we go. Let's do, I'll just create some space there. And then all I really need to do is just move this one. Let's just, well, no, we'll leave it. We'll leave it just like that. We'll do let key pairs equals empty object. And then, yep, that's right. I actually intended to use bitwise. Okay. So I don't care about the import so much. I don't think I need the import. Okay, so I don't care about get bits. We're just going to go with SHA-256 regardless of the bits on this one. And that's going to sign, it's going to update. Oh, crap. Oh, but it needs a PIM. That's not going to work. Okay, never mind. This isn't going to work. Because you can't just give it a private key as a private key. You have to encode it as a PIM. Yeah, this is what I created key pairs for. You know what? You know what we could possibly do, though? You know what we could possibly do is we could possibly install key pairs and just use key pairs rather than copying the code over. I could just install it because that's what I did all this stuff for. Hold on. Install, save, at root key pairs. There we go. All right, so let's do sign test. We'll do let key pairs equals require at root key pairs, and we should be able to take, I shouldn't need this private key, we shouldn't need any of this stuff here. Let me just get rid of all of this. We should just be able to take our message let me go find out how we do that. Yeah, but let's do key pairs dot import. Is that what we need to do? Let me go check out the key pairs docs right here. So we have key pairs generate, key pairs import. I don't want to do a PIM. I really don't want to even do a JWK. What format is this in? This is basically the raw private key, which if I could even remember what that is. Let's see. I think it's just the D. Let's see. Is it D colon? So we got X and Y. Where is the private key? So basically, use sig curve. Oh, which curve are they using? Crap. Now this may not work. This may require the Bitcoin stuff because. Okay, maybe. All right. Let's take a step back. Let's take a step back. So maybe actually what I need is in fact. If I could go back to wherever I was just a second. Okay, right here. Maybe what I need is in fact just converting from the signature format. Maybe if I just take that function and not anything else. So this one, just this one. Okay, so I need the other stuff because they have a private key format that is semi-bespoke. All right, let's do that. So we get the signature. And then what do I do about that signature? Because it's going to be a bin sig. All right, so we're going to do it as a buffer then. All right, that's the R header byte. So this is going to be, crap. Okay, seek of the length of the leak is greater than 127. 64 byte. Okay, 130. There's that number 130. But that's the problems. We're not getting the number 130. We're getting something bigger. So this is bensig. Okay. It's going to have that R header byte. That's, what was so 70, 76. Ah, gosh. You don't happen to assign it to a variable as a non-string at some point. Well, the string is hex for this. Okay, let me think. It should be exactly 1. Okay. Maybe it's because it's a different curve. ECDSA 77 was so 130 versus 150. 54. Let me look at this one more time. So we got the hash, got the public key. I don't care about being deterministic one way or the other. We're going to log the length of each, which it definitely needs to be .pad start. I mean, you can't actually have a hexadecimal that doesn't start with 0. That's not real. Hold on, sign test. 77, 77, that's not real. You can't do that. Okay, let's see if we do this over and over again. We should get a different, no. So let's take out the deterministic K, because we don't actually want that. That's not actually helpful. 4307, 4307, 4307. Why is this deterministic K? That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm going to look at the HD wallet one last time, and then I'm going to go to bed. Okay, HD key. Oops. Proof of service. Okay, this one. All right, let me just think about this again. So this is ASN1, so I don't think is it an ASN1? No, because we're looking at R and S values. How could you get an R and an S value that's that many bytes off? 6 bytes off. Okay, so let's say you've got a signal for the big int. Let's say that you got, because it's 77, which means it's actually 78, it's missing the leading 0. If we divide 78 by 2, we're going to get 39? That doesn't make any sense. 39 bytes. The 77 versus 65 was 12. Right? 6 bytes each. So you're going to have a length byte. You're going to have a big int marker byte. And you're going to have... So if we just look at this, if we just run it over and over again, which that's not working out, but we should see in here... That doesn't make sense. So you're going to have an R marker byte, an S, and an S marker byte. You're going to have a length byte. You're going to have a big int byte. That's really the only ones I can think of. Unless you're adding some sort of checksum or something at the end. I don't know. Hey, Nick, I would love to answer what my approach to testing is, but I am a little tired and I'm going to bed in just a second. So hold that thought for next time and let's talk about that. I just want to... It's the wrong size of the bytes. Bytes are not the right size. Why? Okay, I'm just going to look over here one more time and then I need to go. All right. New ECDSA. All right, but it what did the letter L? Okay, so calc I, no, describe from string. Okay, what did we have here before? We had sign. If RS or invalid would use this function sign, we don't want to actually compute RS here for efficiency. So we can increment matters. Explain no. Signature. Yeah, I don't know what the is this JavaScript? Yes. So I was doing Go earlier, but in order to validate a signature, we got to look at some JavaScript code. So sorry, it's not a bait and switch. I was doing Go. The Go code is over here. So Go was happening, but then it ended up being that the sticky bit, that's the tricky sticky bit, is understanding how to get the signature, and the signature is in kind of a special format, and I'm trying to read here and figure out why the signature comes out the way that it does. Okay, so there's the sign, and it's going to take the hash buff and the priv key and da 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 da. Okay, it's going to check this as a buffer. You're going to check the length is 32. That makes sense. We're going to get the buffer. Okay, we're going to find the signature. And then there's the compressed versus uncompressed. Okay, so that's 4 bytes. Okay, so we're getting closer because one of the bytes represents whether it's compressed or not. But I think there's only one between the two of them. Okay, so it needs a signature object. The sig.toString. You know what we ought to do? Okay, hold on. I think I found it. I think that if we call sig.toString, hold on, where'd it go? Sorry, I've got so many windows open. Let me see if I can close a couple of them out. Nope, I can't. I don't know how. I forgot. All right. So I was trying to turn it into a string this way. It was doing that to check the values. What we should do instead is actually that right there. So let me do that. Okay, that was useless. So we'll do let sig3 equals buffer dot from. And we will log that out though. We'll log out sig2 and sig3. So buffer dot from as hex dot toString base 64. It still seems too long to me, to be correct. That still just seems too long. So let's take a look at this. Node dot length 142. Okay, that's a lot closer to no, it's not. What the 50? Okay, so our target should actually be 100, and I think it was 130 was the length, or something like that. Dot length 88. Okay, I think this is actually on target. So if I were to, all right, I think this is gonna work. So let me try this signing again. Gosh, and to be honest, I would just use that code or try to figure out where that code came from. All right, that is not quite the right length. Oh, this is not a fixed width font, so it could just be that it's got a couple letters in there that are awkward. Okay, now we got the public key in here, and the only question left over is what I'm signing actually the thing that I'm supposed to be signing? So let me open up my sign test. Let me see what's the message here. So here's the message that I'm supposed to be signing is this one. All right, that looks right to me. All right, so good. So yeah, I'm gonna say if I hit, first of all, let's just screw up the signature by 1 letter. Submit vote should give me an error. Good. Now let's unscrew it up and do it again. Still error. Dang it. All right, I'm out. I'm out, y'all. Bedtime. Bedtime. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you know why this library, the dash core lib, is giving signatures that don't match the dash D whatchamajig, you let me know. There is one more thing I could look for though. Dash core source is valid. So it's checking that an address is valid. It's checking what else? Okay, dash core. What is it? Okay, and also, actually, where is it getting the invalid message signature from? Is it getting that from... Yeah, it's not getting that far. So let me see, where in here does it say invalid message signature? Does it say that in here? Vote message, it does. Invalid message signature. So what is going on? Because this is message verify, message payload, set state, response, that thing. So this message, dash core message, verify, address, signature, it's doing something funky. Because the address has a pub key hash, not the public key itself, but maybe the public key hash is what's used for verifying the signature. That actually maybe could make sense. I don't know. Anyway, I'm out of it, y'all. I'm out of it. I need sleep. I need sleep. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry for those of you that are just joining in right now. I'm tired. Got to go to bed. But yeah, so the problem is Go does not have a library for, well, maybe it does now. It's been another 3 years, but just because we're trying to verify the existing code, Go didn't have a library for doing the signing and the verification for these messages. The cryptocurrencies generally use kind of a bespoke way of doing things. They don't use the existing standards. They have their own standard that they created, and so the signatures and the hashes, they're sometimes done in exactly the standard intuitive way that you'd expect. Let me rephrase that: standard and or intuitive way you'd expect. And then sometimes, I should say intuitive and or standard, because it's not always intuitive is what I'm trying to say. The standards are not necessarily intuitive, but anyway, but I'm getting it. Obviously it's verifying it in the app, but the signature that I'm getting out from the dash core lib, I'm doing the signature, but I'm doing it directly with the ECDSA, so maybe it's doing something else. Maybe after EDCSA it's grabbing what would that even be? Okay, so that's got that there, dash core message. So is there dash core message dot sign? Is that what would be the thing that looks different? Is somewhere dash core, where's message at? Message is right here. Is there a sign? Signature, instance of signature. Is there just a sign? There is a sign, message sign. So how is this different? Look, I didn't call calci I. Oh, sign random K. Okay, so maybe there's a couple pieces missing. Let's just see about that. Pub key. I say I'm going to bed, and I am going to bed, maybe kind of sort of. Okay, so sign random K, calc I. All right, so let's just make sure we're doing all the same things, because the test was doing something different this. Hashbuff, priv key, pub key, sign or random K, calc I. Okay, so we got priv key to pub key, that makes sense. Sign random K, calc sign. All right, is the length different though? Is the length different, or does the length look the same? The length looks the same. It's too long. And this is weird because it's got, part of it's changed and part of it's the same. But this is calling the verify function. So how is it, if this is the sign function, okay, signature to compact. Huh. Too compact. That's what's missing. All right. All right. I'm with it now. I'm with it now. What that too compact does, I am not clear on. But I am clear on this. Oh. What? That's a private key. That private key is from a buffer. Calc. Hold on. What are you telling me here, son? Magic hash. What the letter L is magic hash? Magic bytes. What? See what I'm saying? They don't. SHA-256, SHA-256. And then there's that crap. So they're not just doing a sign. Okay, hash is magic hash. So they're doing some sort of magic bytes. They're taking a prefix. They're creating a buffer from the message. Buffer writer, variant, buffer. And then they're taking the buffer length and then they're concatenating the prefix, which I don't even know what. Plus the message matched by prefix to message buffer. That doesn't make any sense. And then they concatenate it together. Okay, hold on. Buffer writer, var int buff num. Okay, so they're getting the length. Length of... Okay, so are they turning this into an ASN1 message? Is that what I'm to understand? Because this starts to look like magic bytes. Magic bytes. No. No. Okay. All right, so I think... All right, here it is. Okay. Now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting it. Okay, so they've got their prefix that they do. Then they do the message. And then what? They get it to a buffer. So from a string to a buffer. Okay, I'm following this. So then it's signed message plus the message. What? Wait, prefix dot length. Oh, okay. So length of prefix. That's what the lengths of magic bytes. Then the magic, no, then the message. Then length of message. Then no, then it actually is prefix equals, and then it's the magic bytes, and then it is length of message, and then it is message. Okay, so this is what this actually means. It's that right there. That's what it is. And then the SHA-256 of the SHA-256, so they're not doing a SHA-256, they're doing a double SHA-256. Okay, so that's why the hash doesn't match. That doesn't explain why the signature's wonky do, but that's the hash. The hash is the magic hash. Got it. See, this is what I was talking about. They do this non-standard stuff. You know, it is sufficient. It is sufficient to, well, I actually kind of agree with the magic bytes because you don't want a coin going to the wrong wallet and that kind of thing. You don't want something to be verified for the wrong type of chain since everything's forks of everything else, you know? So this makes sense. The SHA-256 is the SHA-256. I don't know. That just seems silly to me. But okay, I can live with that. So I know what's going on here. I could re-implement this magic hash. What is buffer writer? Buffer writer. Okay, so it's just a special thing. Oh yeah, it's if we could redo this today, I don't know that it'd be much simpler actually, because there's all these weird things that you have to do for the idiosyncrasies between the browser crypto and node crypto, and then these different standards of, for example, the signature stand. They've got their own bespoke thing going on. But it would be nice if instead of varant buffnum from buffer writer, we just used data view. And actually, I don't think that this is not difficult. So this is just a number, var int buffnum. So basically, you're determining how many bytes do we need to store this length, which means that you're going to have a length. I'm guessing that the prefix is going to have the length of the length, the magic bytes, the length of the message, the length of the message. Okay, yeah, that's going to be a really weird hash. And then calci. I don't know why calci is new ECDSA hash buff private key. And then how do we get private key? Because it seems like we can just get private key from anything, right? Oh, this private key is an instance of private key. Private key, how'd you get that? Okay. All right, we got the 2 compact. All right, and so you get the magic hash again. Signature public. Okay, cool. So I found the missing bits, but I'm out. I'm out, y'all. I'm going to get a headache. I need sleep. Y'all have a good night, okay? Magic bytes is there to safeguard. Yeah. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Okay. I'm really, really out if I can remember what it is I'm supposed to say when I sign off. I say good night, and I say something else. And I say like and sub and follow, and I say um, shill stuff in the description, affiliate links or something or other, and adios.